Today, I will be remaking the strongest character in Hunter x Hunter. I'm making a lot of remakes of my past videos, so bear with me. But anyways, our character will be even more powerful than last time. But anyways, let's get started with our character's rules. With the rule of this video being that we can choose a character up to 2 times. Because I want to use characters like Miriam and Isaac more than once. Now let's get started with our first trait, which is potential. And I will be choosing Serenik for this trait. Serenik's potential is so immense that he learned all the basics of Nen within 1 week. And he was also able to create many overpowered abilities. And he's also widely considered as one of the most talented Nen users in all of Hunter x Hunter. And unlike other characters in Hunter x Hunter who have to sacrifice in order to push back their limits, Serenik was able to push back any limit just by walking the common path. So now our character possesses the immense and rapid potential of Serenik. The next trait for our character to have is a Nen type, and I will be choosing Kurapika for this trait. Specifically, Kurapika when he has all 6 Nen types. By sacrificing 1 hour of his life every second he has it activated, he is capable of using all 6 Nen types with 100% efficiency. And this also enhances his Nen abilities by a ton. So now our character has access to all 6 Nen types, and this allows us to choose 6 new traits. So the next trait for our character to have is a Transmutation ability, and I will be choosing Hisoka's Bungee Gum ability. This ability allows Hisoka to mimic the properties of rubber and gum, and surprisingly, this ability is extremely broken, as not only it can be used as a whip, lasso, or grappling hook, but it can also be used for self-resurrection, and it also can be used to enhance abilities and trap enemies. So now our character's Transmutation ability is Bungee Gum from Hisoka. The next trait for our character to have is a Conjuration ability. And I will be choosing Kite's Crazy Slots for our character's Conjuration ability. This ability randomly selects a weapon for Kite to use. This ability can also transfer enchantments and curses to other weapons. And each weapon he summons has its own unique skill. So now our character's Conjuration ability is Kite's Crazy Slots. And the next trait for our character to have is an Emission ability. And I will be choosing the 100 type Ganyan of Isaac. This ability is actually the combined Nen abilities of Emission, Manipulation, and Transmutation. This ability allows Isaac to summon a powerful construct, and its most powerful attack, called Zero Hand, allows him to unleash a powerful blast of Nen, and it can also unleash a barrage of attacks at rapid speed. So now our character possesses the emitter ability of Isaac. The next trait for our character to have is a Specialist ability, and I will be choosing Aura Synthesis from Miriam. This ability allows Miriam to get stronger and stronger by consuming the aura of his opponents. This makes his power almost limitless and one of the strongest characters in his universe. And he can also use the Nen abilities of his opponents that he absorbed. This allows him to replicate or create entirely new Nen techniques. So now our character possesses Miriam's Aura Synthesis. And the next trait for our character to have is a Manipulation ability. And I will be choosing Beelzebub from Sheapoof. Beelzebub allows Sheapoof to split himself into many clones. And these clones can use all of his abilities and can be remotely controlled. This will make our character be able to create many clones of himself with all of his abilities. So now our character possesses Beelzebub from Sheapoof. The next trait for our character to have is an Enhancement ability, and I will be choosing Jujiken Rock from Adult Gon. This ability allows him to release a devastating amount of Nen into one punch. It's caused when Gon concentrates his aura into a single fist, and this technique was so powerful that it was able to destroy Pito with a single blow. So now our character possesses Jujiken Rock as their enhancement ability. The next trait for our character to have is a weapon, and I will be choosing the Poor Man's Rose of Isaac Netero. The Poor Man's Rose is a miniature explosive object. This weapon is literally a nuclear bomb, as it's capable of destroying entire areas, and the effects of the radiation is what makes it more deadlier, as the radiation of the poor man's rose was what killed Miriam, and it's also stated that it can only be used if humanity is on the verge of extinction. So now our character possesses the poor man's rose as their weapon. Also, if you're enjoying the video, please sure to leave a like. And if you're still watching, what are you doing? Subscribe right now or I will do something crazy! The next trait for our character to have is strength. And I will be choosing Adult Gon for our character. Gon's physical strength is so immense that he could damage Pita with minimal effort. And since we also chose his Jonken Rock, our character can do the exact same things as Adult Gon. So now our character possesses the immense strength of Adult Gon. The next trait for our character to have is speed, and I will be choosing Killua for our character's speed. Specifically, Godspeed Killua. In this form, he is capable of moving at large distances in a short amount of time, and he's also capable of dodging attacks without delay. This form also enhances Killua's speed by a ton, allowing him to move at lightning speed. This works by the electrical coat that acts as an external neutral network, bypassing all normal limitations of his nervous system. This allows Killua to quickly dodge attacks and enhances his reflexability. So now our character possesses the speed of Killua in his Godspeed form. The next trait for our character to have is durability, and I have two candidates for this trait. The first candidate that I'll be considering is Beyond Netero. By choosing Beyond Neteros for our character's durability, our character becomes immortal. Beyond is immortal because of the Zobai disease. The Zobai disease is a mysterious illness that came from the Dark Continent, and if anyone comes into contact with this disease, becomes physically immortal. He was infected by disease when exploring the Dark Continent in an expedition, and accidentally discovered the Zobai disease and released it into the world. However, there was no evidence that Beyond was infected by the Zobai disease. So instead, I'll be choosing Don Freaks for this trait. Don Freaks is the founder of the entire Hunter Association, and he is so powerful that he was able to survive the Dark Continent for a long time, and he's also over 300 years old, hinting at some form of physical immortality. So now our character possesses the durability of Don Freaks. The next trait for our character to have is Regeneration, and I will be choosing Yuppie for this trait. Yuppie possesses a Nen ability called Metamorphosis that allows him to heal from injuries. This regeneration process doesn't just work on healing wounds, but he can also regrow lost limbs and even grow additional limbs too. His regeneration is rapid though, as he can heal instantly. So now our character possesses the regeneration of Yuppie. The next trait for our character to have is Intelligence, and I will be choosing Periston Hill for this trait. Periston is a master genius, as he shows high levels of intelligence. He is both smart as a strategist and a tactician. His intelligence is so advanced that he is always several steps ahead of others. He also possesses intelligence in books, economics, and even politics, and he's also able to set up entire complex schemes. So now our character possesses the intelligence of Periston Hill. The next trait for our character to have is Battle IQ, and I will be choosing Gang Freaks for this trait. Gang Freaks possesses high levels of battle IQ, as he possesses incredible analytic skills and possesses advanced knowledge in Nen. His battle IQ is so immense that he is able to replicate attacks just by looking at them, and he was also able to manipulate Luario and the rest of the Zodiacs. But not only that, but he was also able to plan most events in Gon's life, making him the literal Aizen of Hunter x Hunter. So now our character possesses the battle IQ of Gang Freaks. The next trait for our character to have is Nen output, and I will be choosing Dawn Freaks for this trait. Dawn possesses near boundless Nen, and most likely has an infinite pool of Nen. Combine this with our character's aura synthesis from Miriam, makes our character the most overpowered Nen user in all of Hunter x Hunter. So now our character possesses the Nen output of Dawn Freaks. The next trait for our character to have is Nen Mastery, and I will be choosing Zeno Zodiac for this trait. Zeno possesses advanced mastery over his Nen, as he's able to use a technique called Dragon's Head efficiently, and this technique needs perfect control over. He also possesses the extreme rank in Nen Mastery, which is the highest rank of mastery over Nen. His extreme proficiency over his Nen allows him to use powerful techniques over and over again. So now our character possesses Zeno's Nen Mastery. The next trait for our character to have is to be in a clan, and I will be choosing the Zodiac clan for our character's clan. Specifically, I'll be choosing Maha Zodiac for our character. This naturally gives our character immense strength, resistance to toxins, a high tolerance to pain and electricity, and advanced speed and agility. And since Mwaha is the strongest out of the Zodiac family, he has the strongest version of all those traits. So now our character is a part of the Zodiac clan. The next trait for our character to have is a special ability, and I will be choosing Krollo's Skill Hunter for our character. Skill Hunter allows Krollo to steal other Nen abilities from his opponents, and then can store it in a book called Abandoned Secrets, and he can use multiple abilities that he stole at once. This allows Krollo's arsenal to be vast and adaptable, making Krollo Lucifer one of the most broken characters in all of Hunter x Hunter. So now our character possesses the ability Skill Hunter as their special ability. The next trait for our character to have is Race. Specifically, I'll be choosing the Ant King from Miriam for our character's race. This gives our character access to strength, speed, durability, advanced intelligence, and battle IQ, and even possesses the ability to use foresight. And by choosing Miriam's race, our character also gains Phagogenis, which allows a Chimera ant to inherit the abilities that they devoured. So now our character's race is the Ant King from Miriam. And the final trait for our character to have is a body, and I will be choosing Prince Sarenic for our character's body. By choosing this, our character gets another set of physical strength and speed, and they also get Serenic's Nen ability Parallel Future, which allows them to use foresight. But not only that, he's also able to change his actions before the predicted future. So now our character possesses the body of Sarenic. And there it is, the most overpowered character I made in Hunter x Hunter. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. And while you're at it, consider subscribing, it will help the channel a ton. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And click on this video next, where I create the strongest character in all of Jujutsu Kaisen.